Yeah, so in this video we will talk about the flight data. Okay, and we will going to see how we can write in the Parquet format. Okay, from the JSON or from the CSVs. Okay, so this is our data. Recently, what Databricks has done, they have removed the option of uploading the file. Okay, yesterday I was not able to see it. Yeah, so earlier we used to have this dbfs, so that's why I'm not able to upload the file and I don't have the s3. So what I am doing is I am creating the data. Okay, so I'm creating the data and let's see if that works. Okay, yeah, so I'm just creating the data. This is my data. Okay, this is my schema and this is my data, and I have created this data in the row format. Okay, just to create a data frame, because we have this create data frame method, and I'll pass the flight data, which is sequence of row, inside my parallelize to get the data frame. Okay, and when I am doing this data frame, I am getting how many partitions? Around 8 partitions. Okay, 0 to 7. Okay, 0 to 7, that means 8 partition. And why 8 partitions? Because in the master, you will see in the driver logs. Let me show you. Let me show you from here. Okay, so if you click on this cluster, and in that cluster, if you look at the driver logs, okay, yeah, so here if you see, you will going to see that okay, let me search this way. Okay, so here you will going to see that it will going to create the number of cores here. So while starting the Spark, it is doing local 8. Okay, local 8 means 8 cores we have. Okay, 8 cores. That's why we are seeing the 8 partition instead of, even though we don't have the data in those partitions. See, partition 0 is blank. Okay, but still we are able to see the 8 partition, and out of 8 partitions, or out of 8 cores that has processed these 8 partitions of data. Okay, only 3, 1, 2 and 3 files have the data out of 8 files. Okay, why they have created 8 files? That we have seen that there are 8 cores. Okay, while starting the Spark application, and each core got one file each. Okay, so what Spark will do is it will going to create that number of partitions. Okay, that number of partitions based on the number of cores that are available. If it were 4, that means 4 partition will be created. Okay, so that each core can handle their data independently. Okay, so this is the first thing. Let me show you the jobs here. Okay, so there was no action till now, but in the cget I have make few actions. Okay, like for each or something, just to show you the data. So that's the reason why you are able to see this job. Otherwise there is, until unless there is no action, there won't be any job created. Okay, so as you can see, there are 8 tasks. Okay, as you can see, there are 8 tasks, right? Total tasks are 8 because there were 8 partitions. Okay, so I'm in the job, and if I click on this one, which is the stages. Okay, so it deserialize the data. Deserialization means when the executor got the data from the driver, and it just doing the map partitioning. Okay, so as you can see, there were 8 partitions, and 1 2 3 4 5 will have the serialization. Let me see if I can. Okay, there are 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 serialization. happen, and why it's not showing up here? Because the selection all done first time only. So when you run this first time, okay, you will going to see the selection, because the data is already there in the executor node, so that's why it won't show you the selection time. So you can see 8 partitions are there, and this is what the time took for processing each of the files. Okay, and yeah, so that's it for this thing. Now next what we are doing is we are writing in the PARQUET format. Okay, so whatever the data frame that we have, okay, we are writing into the format is PARQUET in this location. So let's see. So writing is again a action. Okay, so again it created the 8 partition for the PARQUET file. Okay, so let me click on this one. This is the stage only, and as you can see there are 8 partition while writing the file. Okay, yeah, so you can see 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, because these nodes or the cores does not get the data, okay, in the file. So because file does not have that data, so these cores were executed early, and only we can see 1 2 3 4 files have data, okay, out of 8. So that's why it took longer time to execute. Same thing you can see, there is only 1 2 3 and 4. Okay, 4 partitions got created the file basically. Okay, so this one is created without any data, but the file was created. This file is created with one data, similarly with the other two. So we can see there are 4 files created, but one without any data. Okay, so let's move ahead, and what we are doing is we are reading the PARQUET again. Okay, this time we have created wrote the PARQUET format, I mean data in the PARQUET format, but this time we are reading the PARQUET data. Okay, let's see. Let me run this again. Okay, so you can see there are 2 jobs created, one for this one and one for reading. Okay, so I just wanted to show you that for this one it has created how many partitions? 4 partitions were there, and each partition have some data. Okay, let me remove this. Let me create job only for reading, because reading is again an action. Okay, so if I open this one, 26 job, and if you see there is only one task, which is reading. So you can see this has read the data, and there is only one partition, okay, that has been read. Yeah, so that's pretty much explain everything. Let's move ahead, and we will going to see that in the this is the reading, right, the number of partitions, and I am grouping by based on the Spark ID. Okay, so I am not displaying the data, so group by is not an action. So for action I am doing cget, and let's see. So we are getting 4 partitions. Okay, 4 partitions in file created at this location. Okay, so number of partition before 4, and after is also 4. Okay, that number of partition means number of files. Okay, so as we have seen in the earlier that we have got 4 partition, 3 with data and 1 without data. So let me open that job. Okay, let me do one thing. Let me first remove the cget, and as I told you, okay, so reading is one of the tasks, so that's why it has created only one job. Okay, but what we are more interested with the group by, so that's why I need to put the cget function. Okay, so we will see the other job, because one is a reading only. So this is the other job, 29. Okay, Okay, I think the window size got changed, so let me do this way. Okay, so let me explain you earlier also, because I think the window got shifted. So what I'm doing is I'm just reading that file. Okay, if I remove this cget, okay, if I remove this cget, what I'll get is I'll get only one job, which is for reading. I'll show you. Okay, one job is created only for reading. Just to create an action, okay, I'm using cget, so that's why we are going to see two jobs. Okay, let me go to the other job and see what happened in here. Okay, so it deserialized the data and it has created the it has read the 4 partitions basically. Okay, so as you can see in here, to scan the partition, deserialize the data. Okay, SQL execution happened. Why? Because of the group by. Okay, so it read the data from that 4 partitions, and you can see the 4 partitions. Okay, so when read, because of the deserialization happened, and as you can see, there's nothing more happened because it's all already, I mean they were all read. Okay, nothing more happened. And when I'm do the count, okay, so let me show you. When I'll do the count, this is not an action. Okay, so to have that action, let me write the show, and we're going to create 4 jobs. Okay, or the 5 jobs, one for show, one for count, and one for group by. Okay, and one for cget. So that total number of jobs that has been created is 4. So what we are more interested with, these are all skipped. Let me go to the 33. Okay, so as you can see, 4 files read. Okay, and they have the shuffling happened because of the group by. So the 182 byte has been read, okay, or wrote while doing the computation, and then all 4 were converted into the one file. Okay, one file. So till here we have this group by read and everything which we have seen in the last video. And in the this job, which is this stage, which is 55. Okay, you can see, let me open this first. So till now 4 partition have 182 byte, 4 partition of 182 bytes. Okay, has been read, and it got converted into the one data. Okay, so let me open the other job to show you, which is 33 only. Let me open this one. Okay, so as you can see, their exchange happened because of the group by. And if I look at the exchange, which is 4 of 4 partitions that has been read. Okay, so while 4 partition read, okay, only 3 has the data, 1 does not have the data, and these are the bytes that has been read. Okay, correspondingly, so in the first file it has 59 of byte with 1 data, other with 60 byte with 1 data, and another one is 63 byte with 1 data. That all has been read. Okay, these are the partition data. And then at the time shuffle write happened, and at the time of shuffle writing, okay, it usually create 200 what you say 200 files of data that I'll show you in the SQL data frame. But what it did is, so at the end 182 byte was created with 3 files. Okay, because we have 4 cores, so that's why the 4 cores read all the file independently, but we have less data, which is 3, so it has merged all the data, okay, into the one file. Let me quickly show you the SQL data frame for 33 to 37. Okay, so 33 to 37, you can see this one. And let me expand everything. Okay, even these are stages of data that has been created. I have disabled the EQE, okay, just to see what I don't want the Spark doing the optimization, which I don't know what it will going to do, just to show you the data, I mean in a raw format. So these are things, right? So if we go step by step, which is the smallest file, that is 1708 byte, okay, and largest file was 4 KB. Okay, so total file of the size was 13.7 KB, including overhead, including the number of partitions. Okay, so entire thing, 8 partition of data, the size was this one. So the largest file read was 4 KB and the smallest was in some bytes. Okay, that's why you will you were seeing the task, okay, small task, green, okay, all in the event timeline you can see all the 4 tasks, and with those 4 tasks why it took longer, some took longer time, some took not, okay, because of the skewness in the data. Okay, and this is the time that it took. Okay, minimum was 0, maximum was 25 millisecond में all the files got executed. Output, so it got created 3 rows, okay, and number of files read was 4, okay, one with no partition, and number of Parquet row group read is 3, okay, because only 3 has their data, and files were 4 but 3 has the data. That is going to show you other thing than estimate size of the row. Okay, let's remove this. This is going to tell you that for one row this is the data, okay,